Rosie, a brown and white pit bull volunteers called Gentle, wagged her tail so hard the kennel clanged when we walked up Saturday. My 10-year-old daughter, Lily, crouched, offered her fingers, and Rosie licked them softly, making Lily squeal with pure delight. The counselor laughed, saying Rosie rarely greeted strangers, so Lily must have been special in the dog's careful eyes. I worried about large dogs with kids, yet Lily's grin melted every doubt like morning sun on frost over our quiet cul-de-sac lawn. After the forms were signed, Rosie climbed into our van, pressing her square head against Lily the entire ride home. Sam, Lily's little brother, tossed a squeaky bone, but Rosie kept watching Lily breathe, ignoring the toy completely. Inside the house, Rosie sniffed rooms, yet always trotted back to Lily, as though an invisible string tied them together. We set a roomy crate in the laundry room for bedtime, but Rosie camped at Lily's door, unmoving yet wagging, polite as a velvet-eared guard. Lily begged for one trial night. We agreed, promising to peek often and to keep the hallway lamp on, hearts thumping with cautious, hopeful thunder. Bedtime arrived. Lily read a fairy tale aloud while Rosie listened, eyelids heavy under the soft glow of a nightlight. When the final page closed, Rosie spun once and curled on the carpet where Lily's hand could reach her ear. I whispered that trust is earned over many nights, and Rosie sighed, curling tighter, already half asleep, content in the safe lavender-scented room. Hours later, thunder rattled windows. I hurried up and found Rosie pressed against the bed, shielding Lily. The storm faded, but Rosie stayed put, breathing in rhythm with Lily until dawn painted the walls pink. Morning came, Lily stretched, and Rosie leapt up in a blur, tail whirring like a battery-free fan powered only by fresh sunrise joy. Over pancakes, Lily declared Rosie would never sleep alone again, and the dog sneezed, splattering syrup spots, as if answering a loud, playful yes. Dad said crates build discipline, yet Rosie rested a paw on his knee, and the lecture stopped mid-word. By evening, we saw Rosie's mental map of the house held only 3 glowing spots in her mind: kitchen for snacks, hallway for patrol, and Lily's bedroom for sleep. Sam joked we should call Rosie a sister, not a pet, and none of us argued because in that single day, the bond already felt stitched tight like quilt squares. That first night wrote a new rule in our family handbook. Rosie would end every day by Lily's side. Monday arrived with a pink sunrise, and Rosie greeted it from Lily's pillow, head bumping a sleepy child's ear like a gentle alarm clock. I coaxed both girl and dog downstairs, promising scrambled eggs, yet Rosie kept glancing back toward the stairs, already missing bedtime peace. While Lily brushed her teeth, Rosie waited outside the bathroom door, tail ticking patiently like the second hand of a friendly clock. At the bus stop, Rosie whined as Lily climbed aboard, so I promised she'd return by 3, a vow the dog filed away. During the quiet hours, I tried teaching fetch, but Rosie chose to sit by the window that framed the faraway school road. Every passing truck made her ears perk. Each squealing brake earned a hopeful tail thump until silence returned. 3 o'clock finally chimed. The yellow bus appeared. Rosie bolted outside, barking a single joyful note, and Lily hopped off grinning wide. That afternoon they played in leaf piles, Rosie rolling like a bear, letting Lily bury her until only curious eyes peeked out. Neighbors watched, some wary, yet the dog's goofy antics melted fear faster than cocoa melts marshmallows and hot milk on a winter night. Supper time came, and Rosie sat beside Lily's chair, refusing scraps but stealing glances as though tasting joy through sight alone. When shadows grew, Rosie trotted to Lily's door and lay across it like a warm drawbridge no worry could pass. We tried relocating her crate into Lily's room for compromise, but Rosie sniffed it, huffed, and instead spread out on the carpet again. That second night, a stray cat yowled outside. Rosie sprang up, yet instead of chasing, she stood over Lily, muscles tense but muzzle soft. I peeked in, saw the dog shiver until the cat's cries faded, then gently licked Lily's hand before settling back down with a relieved sigh. Lily slept through everything. Unaware, her guardian kept silent watch over every squeak, creak, and flutter of wind. By dawn, Rosie looked tired but proud, and even Dad, the crate advocate, reached down to scratch behind her ears as thanks. He admitted some jobs need night shifts, and Rosie thumped approval, accepting a new title, official bedroom sentry. At breakfast, Lily hugged the pitbull, declaring her dreams felt sweeter now because Rosie chased away scarecrow shadows. Sam teased that Rosie must dream too, of squeaky bones and syrup spills, and Lily giggled, dropping a strawberry that Rosie snatched midair. Everyone laughed, and I realized our routine had settled like sturdy bricks. all because one dog refused to sleep alone. A week later, Lily woke from a nap flushed and glassy-eyed, whispering that the world spun like a merry-go-round. Rosie, sensing trouble, nosed Lily's cheek, then trotted to me, barking once, sharp and urgent, before running back. The thermometer flashed red, 103 degrees. My pulse spiked, yet Rosie remained calm, pressing her cool nose to Lily's wrist. We called a clinic. The nurse advised fluids, rest, and watchful eyes, and Rosie volunteered for the last job at once. That night Lily shivered, so I set a basin, towels, and medicine on the dresser, but Rosie never let the girl out of sight. At 2 a.m. Lily tried sitting up, dizzy. Rosie braced her body like a living wall, keeping her from toppling off the bed. I entered with water and witnessed the scene. Dog as guardrail, daughter pale but safe, room lit by a nightlight dragonfly. We cooled Lily's forehead with cloth after cloth, and Rosie licked each damp square as if she were sealing it with healing magic before it touched skin. Hours dragged like slow wagons. Every tiny groan drew Rosie's gentle whine, a lullaby that somehow coaxed Lily back to pockets of shallow, restful sleep. When dawn arrived, Lily's fever broke. Rosie remained awake, eyelids heavy yet refusing to close until we smiled with relief. The doctor later praised Lily's quick recovery, but Lily insisted Rosie's watch did more than any pill or ice pack. Sam created a sticker badge reading Nurse Rosie and taped it to the dog's collar, earning a proud tail thump. Neighbors who once feared pit bulls now greeted Rosie with hidden treats, amazed the rough-looking breed could be so tender. Lily returned to school and wrote an essay titled My Night Guard, which her teacher posted on the classroom wall. Students crowded the paper, gawking at descriptions of a dog that never slept and a girl who felt safe even while ill. That evening, Lily read the essay aloud. Rosie listened, ears perked, perhaps understanding every third word but loving the applause. Dad filmed the reading and shared it with grandparents, who replied they hadn't smiled so wide since Lily's first steps. Grandma asked why the dog stayed so close. Lily answered, because some promises are bigger than cages or doors. Hearing that answer, Rosie rested her head on Lily's lap, puffed a long sigh of contentment, and closed her eyes as though stamping the sentence with wax. From that day onward, we stopped saying Rosie couldn't sleep alone. Instead, we confessed we couldn't sleep well without her there. 2 months later, winter arrived, draping the street in silver frost, icing mailbox flags, and turning every parked car into a glittering sculpture. The chill never bothered Rosie, but Lily now wore fuzzy socks that matched the dog's patchy white fur. One snow-laden night near Christmas, Lily sleepwalked for the first time, drifting from bed while dreaming of sleigh bells ringing across a moonlit sky. Rosie, awakened by the shift, followed as Lily padded toward the stairs with eyes half open and mind far away. At the top step, Rosie barked twice, staccato notes that sliced through her holiday movie marathon like scissors through red wrapping paper. We jumped up, frightened, and reached the hallway just as Lily teetered, toes over the edge, arms outstretched. Rosie wedged her broad body in front of the child, blocking the drop the way a soft barricade protects parade crowds. I scooped Lily back to bed, heart pounding to the frantic beat of carols still blasting from the TV, hands shaking like ornaments in a wind gust. Lily murmured about flying reindeer, unaware she had nearly flown herself, but Rosie stayed awake the rest of the night. The next morning, we praised the dog with scrambled eggs, bacon bits, and a new squeaky reindeer toy that she proudly paraded. Neighbors heard the tale over morning coffee and delivered tins of homemade biscuits, calling Rosie the cul-de-sac's bravest and sweetest alarm system. The local newspaper even asked for a photo. Lily posed in pajamas while Rosie sat tall, chest puffed with humble pride. Above the article headline, Heroic Pitbull Saves Sleepwalking Child, glowed like a star on the front page. Some readers who once crossed the street to avoid us now waved, holding copies folded under their arms like trophies. Sam suggested Rosie might earn a medal if she kept up the hero work, and Lily laughed, saying love was medal enough. That night, Lily crafted a cardboard badge reading Guardian of Dreams and hung it from Rosie's collar with ribbon. Rosie strutted around the living room, badge swinging, tail sweeping ornaments from low branches and happy arcs. We filmed the badge ceremony. The clip ended up on social media, gathering hearts and comments faster than snowflakes pile on a mitten during a blizzard. People wrote comments about loyalty, bravery, and how appearances often lie, lessons packaged in one wagging tail. As we tucked Lily in, I realized we weren't simply allowing Rosie to sleep beside our daughter. We depended on it. Spring break finally arrived, and Grandma invited Lily for a weekend sleepover packed with fluffy pancakes, thousand-piece puzzles, and Twilight stories. The plan worried Rosie, who paced the hallway the minute suitcases appeared, nails clicking like nervous castanets. We tried explaining that the farm banned dogs inside because of antique carpets, but Rosie understood only absence. In the driveway, she planted her paws, refusing to enter the van, as begging us not to drive her best friend away. Grandma, video chatting, saw the standoff inside, then declared carpets could be cleaned. Hearts were harder to mend. Cheering like fans at a parade, Lily wrapped Rosie's leash around her wrist, and the dog vaulted into the van as if rockets ignited under each eager paw. The farm smelled of hay and apple blossoms, since Rosie explored with giant inhales that puffed her cheeks like balloons. During the day, she chased butterflies with Lily across green fields, careful never to nibble their fragile wings. That night, Grandma prepared a cozy guest room, but Rosie ignored the dog bed provided, curling instead on a quilt beside Lily. We worried about farm noises waking her, yet Rosie slept soundly until an unfamiliar owl hooted near midnight. She growled low, sturdy as thunder in a distant valley, and watched the dark window until the owl drifted off, then curled back beside Lily's feet. In the morning, Grandma confessed she had slept easier knowing Rosie kept watch over both granddaughter and old farmhouse. She brewed extra strong tea, toasting the dog who, despite breed myths, handled fragile antiques like velvet-gloved hands. After breakfast, a neighbor's goat squeezed under a fence. Rosie herded it back gently, earning applause and goat kisses. Grandma laughed so hard her glasses fogged and declared the dog could visit any time, carpet or no carpet. On the ride home, Lily rested her head on Rosie's back, saying the farm felt fun but home was wherever they could sleep together. Rosie closed her eyes, and I noticed her chest rose in steady waves, matching the hum of tires rolling toward familiar streets. Sam filmed them snoring in unison and later set the clip to lullaby music, uploading it with a caption, "Perfect travel pillows." By the time we parked, the video had dozens of likes, proof our family story kept reaching people who needed gentle examples. Rosie trotted inside, straight to Lily's room, spinning a full circle before flopping down with a sigh that smelled of apple blossoms. Years rolled past like pages in Lily's favorite adventure book, and Rosie aged, muzzle frosting, yet devotion shining undimmed. Middle school homework piled up, but every night Lily still cleared quilt space so Rosie could stretch beside her with a sigh. When tests loomed, Lily whispered vocabulary words into Rosie's ears, believing the dog's calm breathing stored confidence for later. On a windy autumn evening, the power failed, plunging the house into darkness, and Rosie's steady shape became Lily's living flashlight. We lit candles, but Lily chose to read by the glow of Rosie's soft eyes, comfort stronger than any battery lantern. Storm gusts rattled shutters. Rosie rested her chin on Lily's knee, and the girl traced snowy hairs now dotting the old dog's face. I saw Lily's lips tremble, fearing time would steal her guardian. Yet Rosie thumped her tail, reminding everyone that love outlasts clocks. When the storm cleared, we celebrated with cocoa, and Sam proposed a family ritual. Every night we would list one thing Rosie taught us. Lily began saying courage. I added patience. Dad chose trust. Sam picked laughter. Rosie offered a grunt that sounded like agreement. That list grew on a poster taped beside Lily's bed, and soon blank space vanished under bright marker ink and paw print stamps. One Saturday, a new neighbor visited with a shy toddler afraid of dogs. Lily introduced Rosie as the gentlest pillow in town. The toddler approached, trembling, and Rosie flopped onto her side, belly exposed, eyes kind, allowing tiny fingers to explore soft fur. Within minutes, giggles filled the yard. Another small heart convinced that monsters can wear halos and wag tails. The neighbor later confessed her fear had vanished too, replaced by a wish to adopt a rescued pet for her own family. That night, Lily hugged Rosie extra tight, whispering thank you for teaching lessons bigger than any classroom chalkboard. Rosie, tired but proud, nudged Lily's cheek and settled down, breathing slow waves that rocked both of them to sleep. I watched from the doorway and realized the question was never why Rosie had to sleep beside Lily. It was why we ever doubted she should. Some bonds, like constellations, guide travelers in the dark. Rosie and Lily formed such a map for everyone who saw them. So if you drive down our street after sunset, you'll see one upstairs window glowing warm where a girl and her pit bull dream side by side. And in that room, every heartbeat, snore, and tail thump tells the same simple truth. Love sometimes wears 4 white-tipped paws. The summer Lily turned 16, Rosie's paws slowed, yet she still climbed the stairs nightly, joints clicking like tiny castanets. Lily noticed the effort and built a cushioned ramp, decorating its sides with comic-style paw prints that made Rosie wag proudly. They practiced together, Lily cheering softly until the old pitbull conquered the incline like a champion of senior games. That Thursday, the vet confirmed arthritis, prescribing fish oil chews that smelled like harbor mornings and made Rosie's nose crinkle. Lily set reminder alarms to dose her friend, proving vows of care can grow sturdier than oak despite teenage homework storms. One misty dawn, Rosie didn't stir at breakfast call, so Lily hurried upstairs, heart drumming louder than the marching band's drumline. On the rug, she found Rosie awake but weak, tail tapping once, eyes shining trust that never dimmed even when muscles faltered. Dad carried Rosie to the backyard hammock where warm sunbeams painted stripes across gray fur like soft tiger shadows. Lily read aloud from her first finished novella, a tale of courage inspired by nights spent beside a loyal, snoring guardian. Rosie's ears twitched at each familiar voice, and every paragraph seemed to add another minute of golden strength to her aging frame. When the story ended, the pitbull sighed, nose resting in Lily's palm, and a quiet stillness floated through the maple leaves. Tears welled, yet Lily whispered thank you instead of goodbye, because gratitude feels lighter than grief when love has done its job. That afternoon, neighbors arrived, forming a semicircle of shared memories, goat herding, thunder guarding, and strawberry catching feats. They planted a small flowering dogwood in Rosie's honor, roots watered by laughter, and a few gentle tears dropping like morning dew. Lily placed the cardboard Guardian of Dreams badge at the trunk, promising every bloom would remind her to live bravely and kindly. Months later, the tree's first blossoms unfurled pale pink, and Lily felt Rosie's presence in every petal brushing her fingertips. At night, Lily now sleeps without a furry heartbeat nearby, yet she hears one in memory and rests peacefully under that unseen blanket. She volunteers at the shelter each weekend, guiding hesitant kids to kennels and retelling Rosie's lesson that trust begins with a lick. Families leave with wagging companions, nights growing safer across town because one pit bull showed fear is often just an unopened door. And whenever Lily spots a porch light glowing at bedtime, she smiles, knowing another child is drifting to sleep under loyal, watchful eyes.